philosophies revived.
Think about it. Every day, we speak thousands of words. But how often do we really stop and consider their power? Have you ever wondered if the things you say could be shaping your life in ways you don't even realize? Most of us go through life on autopilot, using the same words and phrases over and over, not knowing they're actually creating our experiences. But what if those words were like spells, quietly building our world, for better or worse? Here's the deal. The words you choose don't just communicate your thoughts. They're influencing how you feel, what you believe, and even what you attract. Imagine your words like the strokes of a paintbrush on the canvas of your life. Every word you use colors your reality, bringing certain things into focus and leaving others hidden. In this video, we're going to explore how language, something we use every day, is shaping who we are and what's possible for us. Ready to step into this deeper understanding? Because by the end, you'll see words in a whole new way. The power of words. Have you ever thought about how powerful your words truly are? Imagine each word you speak as a stone tossed into a pond, sending ripples outward. Every word you say leaves an imprint not just on others, but on yourself and the reality around you. You see, words are like little spells, shaping our emotions, beliefs, and, ultimately, the lives we lead. The concept isn't new. Ancient cultures knew that language held power. They understood that words aren't just sounds, they're frequencies. And frequencies, whether you realize it or not, impact the energy around us. Think of your words as a kind of programming that shapes your world in the same way that a spell or an incantation would. Are you casting spells that open doors or close them? Are your words building you up or holding you back? Many of us unknowingly limit ourselves with the language we use. Simple phrases like, "I'll never be able to do that," or "Life's just too hard," act like chains, holding us back from our potential. What if you could flip those words into something empowering? That's what we're here to explore. Invisible boundaries. Let's talk about something that many of us experience but rarely question. Invisible boundaries created by the words we're taught. We've all heard phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "That's just the way things are." These sayings seem harmless, but in reality, they're subtly shaping our perception of what's possible. It's like living in a house with invisible walls, walking the same paths over and over without realizing we're free to go beyond them. Think of it this way. Society has handed us a script, one that tells us what to expect from life. We're programmed with ideas about what's normal or acceptable. Many of us follow these scripts without questioning them, feeling as if we're on autopilot. The dreams we chase, the beliefs we hold, and even the language we use, it's all been influenced by the world around us. But what if you could rewrite your own script? What if those limitations were nothing more than words you could choose to ignore? In this video, we'll explore how stepping beyond these invisible boundaries can open up a new world of possibilities. It all starts with the language you choose. Language as a framework for reality. Imagine that every word you know is like a lens through which you see the world. Some lenses are bright, showing you beauty and opportunity. Others are dark, clouding your view with limits and doubts. Language, quite literally, frames our reality. Have you ever noticed how a single word can change your mood, influence your choices, or alter how you see someone else? It's like putting on glasses that tint the world around you. For example, when you hear words like struggle or impossible, they create a framework in your mind that makes obstacles seem insurmountable. But when you shift to words like challenge or growth, the same situation suddenly feels more like a stepping stone than a dead end. That's the power of language. It's not just about talking, it's about shaping perception. Language acts as a framework for what we believe to be true about the world, ourselves, and our potential. So, if you start choosing words that align with possibility, you're choosing to see a different, more expansive reality. The way we describe things can either cage us in or set us free. Which words are you choosing? Words with hidden power. Let's dive deeper into the hidden layers of meaning in our everyday words. Have you ever broken down the word contract at first glance? It just means an agreement. But if you look closer, it splits into contracts, a binding path. There's a subtle message here about limitations, something that locks you in rather than liberates you. Words like this carry meanings we don't even realize, shaping our subconscious beliefs. Take the word human. It sounds simple, right? But within it, there's the syllable hu, which in many cultures symbolizes light or spirit. When we call ourselves human, are we acknowledging that we're more than just physical beings? Words carry hidden layers that influence how we see ourselves and the world. When you start breaking down words, you begin to uncover these hidden messages, ideas that have been subtly guiding us. Think about phrases like awake, something that sounds positive, but also means a gathering after death. So, are we truly waking up each day? Or are we re-entering routines that don't serve us? Language holds more power than we realize. It's time to look beneath the surface. How society shapes language. Now, let's talk about how the language we use is influenced by society, sometimes in ways that keep us from reaching our full potential. Think about common phrases like, "I can't afford," "That's too hard." These aren't just random phrases. They're reflections of the beliefs society has handed us, beliefs that often limit what we think is possible. Imagine if we flip these around. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," what if you asked, "How can I afford that?" Society has a way of embedding certain beliefs in us through language. We're told to be realistic, but often that just means settling for less. And phrases like, "Don't get your hopes up," are meant to protect us, but can actually prevent us from dreaming big. It's like we're given a script designed to keep us safe, but in the process, it keeps us small. The words we use daily create a framework that society has put in place. But here's the thing, you have the power to choose different words, to rewrite your own narrative. Let's look at how choosing your language can help you step beyond societal limits. Science of words. Impact on body and mind. Science has shown us some pretty fascinating things about how words affect us on a physical level. Have you heard of Dr. Masaru Emoto's water experiments? He discovered that words can actually change the structure of water crystals. When water was exposed to positive words like love or peace, it formed beautiful, symmetrical crystals. But when it was exposed to negative words like hate, the crystals became chaotic and fragmented. Now, why does this matter? Well, if our bodies are made up of about 60% water, imagine what the words we hear and speak every day are doing to us. Each word, whether positive or negative, is like a tiny instruction to our cells. Positive words create harmony and beauty, while negative words lead to disarray. The science here is clear. Language doesn't just affect our minds, it affects our bodies too. If words can impact water, they can surely impact the cells within us. Think about that next time you're tempted to say something negative. Your words have power, even at the cellular level. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a reality backed by science. Practical tips for shaping your reality. All right, so we know words are powerful. But how do we use that power to actually change our lives? One simple way is to start replacing negative phrases with positive ones. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "I'm learning how to do this." Instead of "this is impossible," go with, "I'll find a way." It might seem small, but each shift like this starts to rewire how we approach challenges. Another tip? Pay attention to the words you use when describing your day. If you often say, "I'm exhausted," your body will follow suit. But if you say, "I'm recharging," it creates a different energy. You're setting up your mind and body for resilience, not defeat. Changing your language doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Just like exercising a muscle, each positive phrase makes you stronger. Your words are tools. Use them to build a life you're excited about. These small adjustments, over time, can completely shift how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. So, let's start with one word, one phrase at a time. The power of self-talk. Our inner dialogue is like a coach, guiding us through every situation. Imagine if your coach constantly said things like, "You'll never make it," or "You're just not good enough." That kind of talk would crush anyone's confidence. Unfortunately, for many of us, that's exactly what our self-talk sounds like. We become our own worst critics, repeating negative phrases that reinforce doubt. But what if you became your own biggest fan instead? What if, instead of tearing yourself down, you started lifting yourself up with words of encouragement? Instead of saying, "I always mess up," try, "I'm learning and improving every day." This shift isn't just about positivity, it's about building a foundation of resilience. Your self-talk has a profound impact on how you feel and how you act. By consciously choosing supportive, kind words, you're setting yourself up for success. You're telling your inner coach to encourage rather than criticize. Every time you change a negative thought into a positive one, you're reinforcing a new belief. A belief that says, "I can do this." Self-talk is one of the most powerful tools we have. Use it to lift yourself higher. Using words to build positive habits. Let's talk about habits. Did you know the words you use can help build positive habits and make them stick? Take something simple, like exercising. If you say, "I have to work out," it feels like a chore, right? But what if you said, "I get to work out suddenly"? It becomes an opportunity, something you're grateful for, rather than something you're forced to do. This shift in language creates a mindset of gratitude rather than resistance. It's a small change, but it turns obligations into privileges, making you more likely to stick with those positive habits. Another example, instead of saying, "I need to eat healthy," try, "I choose to eat foods that nourish me." By consciously framing your habits with empowering language, you're setting yourself up for success. It's a mental trick, sure, but it works because it aligns your actions with your beliefs. You're no longer just doing something because you have to, you're doing it because you want to. This simple language shift is powerful, helping you build habits that align with the life you want to live. Linguistic determinism, words as reality frames. There's a fascinating theory in psychology called linguistic determinism. It suggests that the language we use doesn't just help us describe our experiences, it actually shapes them. Imagine that your words are like a pair of glasses. When you put on the scarcity glasses with words like "never enough," everything seems limited. But when you switch to abundance with phrases like "there's always a way," the world suddenly feels more open, more possible. Our language frames our perception. Think about it. When someone says "I'm stuck," they're telling themselves they can't move forward. But if they say, "I'm learning through challenges," they're framing the same experience in a way that feels less limiting. One phrase keeps them trapped, the other gives them a sense of growth. It's all about the frame you choose. The words we repeat daily act like lenses that color our world, filtering our experiences and influencing our actions. So ask yourself, what kind of frame do you want for your life? By choosing empowering words, you're choosing to see a reality filled with potential. Let's dive deeper into how changing your words can expand the possibilities you see. Words and quantum reality. Now, let's take a leap into the world of quantum physics. There's something called the observer effect, which tells us that particles change their behavior simply by being observed. What does that mean? It suggests that observation alone can influence reality. So, if every thought and every word is like an act of observation, then our language might actually be shaping the world around us on a fundamental level. Imagine each word you say as a choice, a tiny observation that nudges your reality in a particular direction. By saying, "I'm not good enough," you're observing yourself from a lens of limitation, almost like selecting a restricted version of reality. But what if you said, "I'm growing stronger every day"? Suddenly, you're observing a version of yourself that's filled with potential. In quantum terms, you're collapsing a specific reality with every word you choose. And just like that, your language becomes a tool for navigating the infinite field of possibilities around you. This isn't just positive thinking, it's aligning with the reality you desire. Let's explore how to use this insight to become the conscious creator of your life. So now that we've explored the impact of words, what's next? How can you use this knowledge to actually shape your reality? It all starts with awareness. Start paying attention to the words you say to yourself and others. Are they words that lift you up or hold you back? Every phrase, every sentence is like a brick in the foundation of your life. So why not build something strong, something inspiring? Imagine your words as seeds you plant each day. With every kind, supportive word, you're nurturing a garden of positivity and growth. But with every negative phrase, you're planting weeds that take over. Start small. Instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," try, "I'm improving with every step." Instead of "this will never work," go with, "I'll find a way to make it happen." Your language doesn't just communicate who you are, it helps create who you become. So why not choose words that align with the life you want? You're the main character in your story, and every word is a tool to shape that story. Are you ready to take control of your language and, in doing so, take control of your reality? This journey isn't just about language, it's about empowerment. You've been given a powerful tool, one that can transform your life if you choose to use it. So, are you ready to step into your full potential? Are you ready to become the conscious creator of your reality? If you're ready to take the first step, start by hitting that subscribe button. Join our community of like-minded individuals who are on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Let's build this reality together, one word at a time. And if you're already feeling the power of your words shifting, leave a comment below. Share the words you're choosing to create your new life. Remember, every word is a choice, a chance to rewrite the story you tell yourself and the world. You don't need to wait for permission or a perfect moment. The power has always been within you, waiting to be used. Now that you understand the impact of your words, there's only one question left to ask. What will you create?